what's the takeaway? What can we suggest to somebody when it comes to using a CGM over the counter as part of their health routine? Because you're not saying it's a terrible idea.
Mm-mm.
There's just some asterisks. What's the takeaway?
So I view CGMs often as another, unfortunately, controversial topic. It comes up like hydrogen water. It comes up like cold plunges. All of these seemingly polarizing questions. And that's why it's on this episode.
Yeah.
So, but regardless, with all of those things, I'm never in a position to talk somebody out of doing those. Again, we provide information on this show. So if you are convinced that you need to use one of these, or you want to use one, or you're just so curious, go for it. But just do not take the information. Try your best to keep the information in context. Tell your doctor you're using one. Maybe get some blood work done, or don't even go out of your way to get your own blood work done. Just see your doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? See your doctor, and let them be a part of this. Let even if it's not your doctor, somebody involved in your healthcare, let them be a part of what's happening here. Because my biggest fear is for somebody to, again, start to micromanage and lead them down a path that's not realistically going to cause overt harm, I would say, but just going to take you away from other things that you can probably be paying attention to.
Right. It's not a major necessarily.
Right.
I mean, if you're diabetic, obviously this is major, but you already know that.
Mm-hmm.
But for somebody who is healthy in other aspects, this is a minor. This is not the thing that needs to be focused on necessarily more than anything else. So major on the majors, minor on the minors.
And look, if you are somebody that says, you know what, I've already had blood work done, and my fasting blood glucose is towards the top end of this normal range. So now I just want to see, okay, go ahead, take a look. What I can tell you is the data that does exist in those that are healthy using continuous monitoring is that the blood glucose is essentially in a normal range that entire time. So again, what is it really going to be telling you? The fluctuations, I'm not even going to call them spikes. The fluctuations that occur within the normal range it's like time wasted on useless information. You know what I mean? I hate to be that black and white, honestly, but for the most part, it is. If you start to see these excursions beyond that, again, those are things that would be detected in some other traditional method for the most part. And also, at least one thing with the oral glucose tolerance test is, again, that's like a fixated amount of glucose that you're consuming. It's a tightly controlled window so that those results can be standardized and compared across a large population of people. Now, if you try to do the same thing with your continuous glucose monitoring to say, hey, here's what happened 2 hours postprandially, then is that really telling you the same thing that a oral glucose tolerance test is telling you? I don't know.
Yeah.
We just don't have that information yet. What I will say is that it's possible. I think before these monitors become sensors on our Apple Watch, our smartwatches, that eventually we might have those cut points that say, hey, there's this pattern, there's this certain thing in our algorithm that nudges you towards go get another fasting blood glucose reading. Maybe check a finger stick, like some sort of guidance. I think eventually we get there, and we're happy to change our minds at that point. But where we are right now, having to buy these things and spend a chunk of money out of pocket to use them, it's probably can be money spent elsewhere.